Good afternoon, Jail. Are we ready to begin? I think the courtroom's on mute.
Yes, Joanna, we're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Is being recorded.
My name is Judge 𝗗𝗂𝗞𝗹𝗯 Blackett. You may be seated. Today is your first appearance hearing before the State Court of DeKalb County. The purpose of first appearance is not a trial or a hearing on the exact charges against you. The purpose of today is to make sure that you are informed of what you were charged with. Also, for most of you, you will receive your next court date. And finally, for each of you, I will be addressing the bond in your case to determine how or when you will be released from custody so that you can address these charges. I make a decision on bond based on the law. There are 4 factors that the law requires me to consider before addressing bond in any case. The primary factor is whether or not you will appear in court when required to address these charges. If you have previous failure to appear, previous probation violations, or other indications that you would not appear in court when requested, then that will make a decision on whether or not or what type of bond you will receive. In addition to that, we look at whether or not you have a likelihood of committing another offense while you wait to address these charges, whether there will be any intimidation of witnesses, and your connections with this community, and which will affect your likelihood of appearing back in court. I'm going to start today's calendar with Mr. Jimmy Reed. Mr. Reed, can you please stand up? Good afternoon, Mr. Reed. I have here that you were charged with 1 count of driving under the influence. I note that we do not have a court date set for you yet, Mr. Reed. That means we're going to send you a court date via mail to the address that is either on your license or that you provided to the jail. You want to make sure that that is your best address so that you can receive that notice. In addition to that, upon being released from the jail, you can contact the State Court of DeKalb County, and they will be able to give you your upcoming court date. If you have not received a court date via mail in the next couple of weeks, Mr. Reed, I would encourage you to contact the DeKalb County Clerk of Court, which you can find their information online, because you are responsible for appearing to that court date. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
After reviewing your driving history, Mr. Reed, I determined that you are not a flight risk. I'm going to grant you a signature bond. That means you will be able to sign yourself out of jail. You will not have to pay anything in order to be released from jail. I'm going to make that a $1,000 signature bond. However, if you do not come to court on the date that you are required, that bond will be revoked. Also, based on the charges, Mr. Reed, I'm not making a decision of guilt or innocence. I am going to order that you have no alcohol until such time this case is resolved or another judge changes that bond condition. Do you understand that, sir?
I can do that.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
Not at the moment, other than whether I can go to work tonight.
Well, I can't speak to how fast the jail will process you out. That's over my pay grade. However, I will be getting the order back to the court and to the clerk's office within 30 to 45 minutes after we finish this hearing, and then it will be up to them in order to process you out. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You may be seated, sir. The next case I have is Mr. Tyler Watson. Good afternoon, Mr. Watson. I have here that you were charged with driving on a suspended license. Your next court date is September 9th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in Division B9. We're going to give you that information in writing before you leave the jail. You also want to make sure that your information is updated with the jail so that or with your driver's license so that we can make sure to get you notice of any changes in your court date. I have reviewed your driving history, Mr. Watson. I do see a number of previous failure to appear to court to address other driving offenses. I will tell you, Mr. Watson, I'm not here to adjudicate those matters, but traffic court this is about as scary as it gets, you in that orange jumpsuit. There is zero reason for you not to appear into traffic court so that you can address these charges. You are also able to call up to the State Court of DeKalb County in the case that you cannot appear in court. In some cases, not all cases, they will work with you. So I am anticipating that you will appear in court, Mr. Watson, unlike the previous cases in which you had a failure to appear. Because I do see that you have more than one failure to appear, I am going to order a $1,000 cash bond. You have to pay $1,000 to get out, Mr. Watson. If you are unable to pay $1,000, then you will be seen by another judge at a later date in order to address your charges. Do you have any questions, sir?
I can't go to a bondsman at all because
Yes, you can. She said
can I go through if it's a cash, but I can't go through a bondsman because
That's correct, sir. What do you do for work, Mr. Watson?
Amazon
Okay, how long have you been working for Amazon?
since January.
Okay. And are you a driver for Amazon?
No, I work at the warehouse.
Okay. All right. And do you have any dependents, Mr. Watson? I'm sorry?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. And how long have you lived in the Atlanta area, Mr. Watson?
My whole life. The reason why I had those failure to appears is because I moved. Like I think the only ones I had no failure to appears for DeKalb. I don't know if you can see, but I went to court for the last DeKalb charge. The reason why I didn't go, they gave me multiple failure to appears because I guess they were all on the same calendar. So that's why it seems like I just don't go to court. But I actually did reset my court date. I just haven't received the court date through Fulton County for those failure to appears. But I went to court every time I was asked to go to court. Like as far as DeKalb County, like I said, the ones that you probably see for the failure to appears is for Fulton County, which was the same calendar. But like I said, I moved and I didn't. It's my fault I didn't update the address. But like they had moved to court like 3 years after the initial, because I already went to the initial court date to plead not guilty, and then they sent me a court date after I had already moved, and that's why I didn't. That's why I was failed to appear for that. But I don't just like serial just not go to court. I went to court like for the. I'm just waiting for a court date to address the situation for the reason my license is suspended in the first place. So it's not that I'm not going to court, but like I
anything else?
I don't have any way of getting out if the bond is $1,000 cash. Like I just don't. I don't know anybody. Everybody says rain's coming up, and then I don't have it. So I'm just trying to see.
Understood, Mr. Watson. Well, I've heard you out. And so based on the fact that I do think you have a means to be able to, you have a steady income, you do have ties to the community. I am considering the 2017 failure to obey charge, the 2021 FTA, 2023 FTA, a 2025 driving on a suspended license, and then now another 2025 driving on a suspended license. It looks like that your ability to appear in court and likelihood to reoffend is high. I am going to maintain that $1,000 cash bond. Once you appear in court, you will be able and resolve your case. You'll be able to get that $1,000 back, and you'll be able to address those charges from there. And hopefully that $1,000 charge will encourage you to make sure that you stay up to date with your court dates and that you appear when you are supposed to. You may have a seat, Mr. Watson. Next case. No, sir. Have a seat. Next case is Mr. Rodney Middlebrooks. All right, Mr. Middlebrooks, good afternoon. I see here that you're charged with driving on a suspended license. Your next court date is on September the 10th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in Division B10. I have reviewed your driving history, Mr. Middlebrooks, and I do see that you had one previous failure to appear out of Atlanta. I am going to grant a $1,000 straight bond. That means you can go through a bonding company for your bond, and you will need to appear in court on September 10th, 2025. Do you have any questions, Mr. Middlebrooks?
I'm a little nervous. I had no idea that I had to appear anywhere. I'm going through a divorce, and my wife has been discarding my mail. I did do a address change through the post office, so I just want to know how can I find out what that was for.
All right, that's a good question, sir. So once you are released from custody, you will be able to do a couple of things. You'll be able to pull your driving record from the Department of Driver Services using your driver's license number. It should show you any offenses that you may have had or received for that you should have appeared in court. I don't know the basis of the FTA or the charges, but I would start there. You can also request a copy of your driving history from the Fulton County Sheriff's Department, DeKalb County Sheriff's Department on your way out of custody today, and they can run your record and give you a copy of any driving offenses. And let me not speak to what their business office does or the hours in which they do that, but you can usually contact a law enforcement agency and have your driving record be run. Okay, does that answer your question, sir?
It does.
All right, any other questions? All right, it'd be a $1,000 straight bond, so that can be done through a bonding company, and that will be the order of the court. Anything further from the jail?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, you all have a great evening.
All right, thank you.
The recording has stopped.